We begin now with judicial matters, where the Federal High Court in Abuja has granted bail to former Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, alongside two other defendants. Now, Malami is standing trial with his son, Abubakar Abdulaziz Malami, and his fourth wife, Bashir Asabe, over alleged money laundering involving the sum of 8.7 billion. The trio are facing charges bordering on financial misconduct and unlawful dealings. We are now joined by our correspondent, Joshua Imarayi, who is live at the Federal High Court. Joshua, can you give us an update on the proceedings in court regarding Malami and his son, and as well as his fourth wife?
Well, good afternoon to you, Blessings. In recent developments, the Federal High Court in Abuja has granted bail to the former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, alongside his son, Abdulaziz Malami, as well as his fourth wife, Bashir Asabe. Justice Imarayi gave them the bail ruling today upon commencement of proceedings. And the court granted them bail to the tune of 500 million naira each, which two shotees who are landowners around Abuja, particularly around the jurisdiction of this court, along the lines of Gwarimpa, Asokoro, and Maitama. And the court says that the defendants shall deposit their travel documents with the registrar of the court, and that the properties, the landed properties of these shotees shall be verified by court officials, and that the defendants shall remain in the custody of the correctional service pending the time that these bail conditions will be perfected and they will be released. Blessings.
Okay, we also understand that there was a brief incident between the officers of the EFCC and the correctional services. What more can you tell us regarding that?
Well, what happened in court today was that Justice Imarayi actually read the Riot Act to litigants and lawyers alike, saying that any attempt to influence the court improperly or to undermine the rule of law will be met with severe resistance and will be dealt with. This has given a new twist to the legal battle between the EFCC and the former Attorney General of the Federation, as the judge now is alleging some kind of shady deals to influence him and the court. He, of course, has come out to say that the court will be resistant to any kind of permutations that will undermine the rule of the law. And he's saying that his leniency should not be taken for granted, that subsequently any act which is deemed corruptible will be met with severe resistance and dealt with. The judge has, however, adjourned to the 16th of February for the continuation of trial, and then the trio of the former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, as well as his son, Abdulaziz Malami, as well as his fourth wife, Bashir Asabe, will be in court to answer to the charges filed against them by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Until then, we are expected to see that all the parties involved in this case will be ready to present their arguments in court. But however, the security arrangements in court seems to be unfavorable for journalists, particularly pressmen who are covering the proceedings, as agents of the EFCC has made entering the court premises some sort of difficult for journalists. Even me, myself, I had to face severe scrutiny this morning. Even they had to tell me to stand down, but thankfully, due to some higher powers within the court officials, those people actually made my entering the court possible and my coverage of the court proceedings possible. So blessings.
All right, we're glad to hear that. But Joshua, we're also curious to know, and for those who have not followed this story closely, what were the bail conditions granted to the defendants in the court?
Well, like I said earlier, the bail conditions granted to the defendants were 500 million naira in bail bonds, particularly for each of the defendants, and two sureties for each of the defendants. And this surety must have landed property within the area of this jurisdiction of this court, that is around the Gwarimpa, Asokoro, and Maitama districts, and that these defendants shall deposit their travel documents with the court, and all the sureties who are standing for this defendant are to submit 2 passport photographs to the court, and that the court will verify the landed properties of these sureties to see if they are legal and they are true. But pending the time that these bail conditions will be perfected, the court actually said that these defendants shall be in the custody of the correctional service pending the perfection of their bail conditions. Blessings.
All right, Joshua Imarayi, thank you for the update on that, and definitely we're looking to you to give us more updates as the case unfolds.